In life, our vision can become distorted by the eyes of others. Sometimes ideas are formed by someone else's mind and then manifested by our efforts. And the sad thing is that we don't even recognize it. And I'm no different. I flew into Cusco excited about my first tour. And no matter how chaotic things around me were, I was so happy knowing I'm about to see one of the 7 wonders of the world. No matter how much I try to pretend as though everything is okay, it just doesn't stop the truth from impacting me. And as the light was peeking over the mountains, I noticed something very real about this place. Outside of tourism, people here didn't have much. And even though it didn't seem to bother the workers, it still impacted me. As I arrived at the train station, I wondered if other tourists took notice to that as well. And before boarding the train, I took one last look around. I was curious about what was waiting for me at the end of this train ride. As I rode up to the mountain of Machu Picchu, I realized something. We live in a world where we value real experiences with fake filters over top. And that was never more apparent than when I watched a girl put makeup on while riding a train. It's foggy. What are we getting dolled up for, man? She wanted to look pretty for the pictures she was gonna take. I get it. I understand. I know why she's here. But it bothered me because now a question was looming inside of me. Why am I here? The sad truth is that I really didn't know. I was doing what everyone expected me to do, and I was intent on having the excitement everyone expected me to have. But it wasn't coming out that way. And when I arrived at my destination, this place didn't seem to be the mystical valley I expected it to be. It felt like a place to just sell things. Where am I? You know, the truth that we search for, it's never in a crowd. It's usually in isolation. So I separated myself from others in order to get the answers on what was so appealing about this place. Hey man, are you here alone? Come on, let us take a picture of you. And it was in that moment that I realized, maybe I have it all wrong. Maybe authenticity is subjective. That's why workers could smile even though I felt as though this place was fake. Who am I to say what's real and what's not? So I decided that instead of exploring Machu Picchu the correct way, I figured I'd explore it my way. Yo soy en un Machu Picchu. It is beautiful. Check out the scenery behind me, yo. Yeah, it's pretty dope. I don't know how these people lived up here, but whatever. I'm not even at the rocks up here. Oh well, welcome to Machu Picchu, everybody. Peru. Instantly, this place started turning into a wonderland. I saw different ruins and I would guess what was inside of the rooms. I even found a way to hike up to the top of the mountain because I love adventure, adrenaline, and I'm mesmerized by gorgeous views. And I realized the beauty isn't in the ruins. It's in the people. It's in the smiles. It's in our common objective to see more than what's in front of our eyes. And most importantly, the beauty is in me and what I think.
¿Sopas es buena? ¿Cremas es buena? ¿Cuál es un mejor? Sopas de cremas.
As I got ready to depart back to Cusco, I stopped and got myself some Creole soup. If you want to know what kind of meat was in it, just leave a comment. And I waited in the train station as the smooth sounds of Peruvian music gently floated through my ears. And I looked around and I saw a sign and 2 glass doors. The same sign and doors that were in a dream of mine a few months prior before I even came down to Peru. And I realized this was my trip. It always has been. And I'm glad that I enjoyed it for no one other than myself. When you're adulting, there are times where we will work our off for something only to realize it's not what we thought it was. That's because we were living someone else's dream. But if we take a step back and insert who we are into a situation, we'll realize that everything we encounter has something for us to enjoy. When I left Machu Picchu, I left with someone else. Someone who was going to do things his way. He's an adventurer and loves to connect with people. And he was glad to come back with me. And he hoped that he could finally come out of hiding.